She had a very toxic attitude. And I felt like after 5 years, it would have changed.
I think he's trying to get to know Alex as well.
He never look at me for that matter. Like, you see this nonsense he's trying to do. He look at me for anything.
See, you guys, I think that at this point, we need to ship Alex and Ceec'S because it's giving hidden love. It's giving something else that I don't even understand. Every day we have like a daily dose of their whole back and forth, their whole shenanigans, and it looks like that is what we are going to continue seeing. So maybe the earlier we ship them, the better. So the name I'm giving them is Ceec'S. Let me know if you're with me. So let me give you guys updates. Welcome back to my channel, guys. If you are new here, please remember to subscribe, turn on your post notifications so that I can get notification when I post a brand new video, and don't forget to give it a thumbs up. First of all, Neil and Ilebaye, they have reconciled. He apologized to her concerning their whole fight and everything that he said, and then she accepted, and also, you know, kind of like, okay, no bad blood between us, and they hugged it out.
No bad blood, okay, let's not do that.
It's fine. There's no bad blood or
No, there was, you know what I'm saying?
Distance. I was giving you space.
Yeah, me too, I was giving you space.
I'll
give you arm's length.
Be serious. I swear, I'm not a therapist. I swear, I did not put my mouth in their business.
Meanwhile, Tbaj and Neil slept on the same bed last night. They were even being all cuddled up and stuff. Can't be like say hand safe, they move on that Duve. I'm not sure of that one, but they were on the same bed talking, whispering, big brother, you need to tell these people to be wearing their microphone or to be speaking loud so that we can be hearing what they are saying. So they were on the same bed last night, and I was like, Tbaj, I thought you were the one that was chasing somebody away from another person's bed. It's giving hypocrites. So let's talk about Alex and Perez's conversation. Earlier on, Alex was just, talking to Perry about what was going on and the fact that she was going to start avoiding him, that all she wants is friendship. She doesn't want to be in any kind of ship or any triangle. She didn't want any kind of complication, right? So Perry was giving her attitude throughout the day, and then that now sparked a conversation later on. So at night, she was just telling him that, she didn't tell him that they should not talk at all.
Was there any point in our conversation where I said, oh, Perry, I don't want to be your friend again? I just said I wasn't going to do it because I was.
You were like, so I'm just going to avoid you. We're not
quarreling, but I'm going to be avoiding you. I'm not going to be as close as I was.
So they started talking about the dynamics of their friendship, right? And then at some point, the whole Ceec'S conversation came in. Alex was now saying that she felt like herself and Ceec'S were cool, and that now she has come to realize that there was never really anything like that they were never even really cool, that Ceec'S had a toxic attitude, and she felt like by now she would have, changed and everything, and that she even said she was going to go for anger management after the show, and she doesn't even think that she went for that, right? Then she now said that her friends had a conversation with her before she came into the house. They were giving her the different possibilities or different things that could most likely happen with Ceec'S in the house, right? So first of all, they said the first case scenario would be that, okay, Ceec'S will be very nice to her in order to kind of use that as a means of changing that narrative.
She had a very toxic attitude. And I felt like after 5 years, it would have changed. When I was coming to this house, my friends called me to talk to me. Told me there's going to be 2 narratives. You have to be careful. The first one, she's coming here to be really, really nice to you, to change the narrative that people already had about her being a nasty person.
Then the second case scenario would be that she would own the narrative, the whole angry person narrative, bitter person narrative, with the mindset that this is what works for her. So that would be like the second case scenario.
Or secondly, she'll come back and own I'm the most bitter one in the world. I'm an angry woman, I'm toxic, blah, 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 but it works for me.
Then she now mentioned that on the show, people connect to you because they can relate to your story. That in Ceec'S fan base, that there are a lot of women that their story is that they have a very toxic attitude, or they have a very bad attitude, and then the person they're with left them because of that. And instead of them to go and work on their attitude, that they would rather blame the guy and blame the other lady, right? And that, she just mentioned that there are a lot of bitter people. I was like, wow, fans self, they collect.
People connect to you because they can relate to your story. She has a lot of women that somebody left because of their attitude. Instead of going back to your release on how bad the attitude had been, they blame either the man or the other girl. All these vengeful people. I had a fight with some of my fans that could be like that, and I blocked plenty of them.
This one, now one chance. I do not see fans letting this go. It was already hot on Twitter yesterday, right? Then the third narrative or the third case scenario is that she's going to, there's just going to be this whole man drama, triangle guy situation.
Third one was just come here, look for a guy, get into one triangle or the other, fight with this girl over the guy.
You guys, they need to get a new storyline at this point. We've been hearing the same thing for days. And then Alex will be saying, I don't want this to be the narrative. I don't want this to be that narrative. But you're feeding into the narrative. Like, if you don't want this to be a narrative, it's already a narrative, right? And then they keep feeding into it. I don't understand how you plan to counter it by feeding into it. Now, fans have also been included. That one is another ball game altogether. Ceec'S also still spoke about the same thing yesterday. So first of all, Pere approached her to have a conversation. There was this whole thing that was happening where Pere was just telling Cross that he wanted to approach Ceec'S to clear his name. Based on what Alex told him in the morning, he wanted to clear his name, right? So he approached Ceec'S to have a conversation and she turned it down. She told him she didn't want to have a conversation with him. She was now later telling White Money and some others about how close herself and Pere were outside the house, and that he came into the house and started showing her shege, and that it is because of her closeness with Cross.
Come here, second day, show me Pepe. I didn't understand where it came from. I was like, what? Did he say maybe I did something? I can't hear now one rubbish reason. Say, are they close to Cross?
Yeah.
It's so cool.
So that's why you did what you did to me. Yes.
I still don't get why she keeps saying that it's because of Cross when Pere has not yet told her that, oh, this is the reason. But she's very, very sure that that is the reason. And it's not like they were romantically involved before and she came in and started becoming close to Cross and then he started carrying face or anything. You get, right? Moving on. Pere now sent Cross to have a conversation with Ceec'S since she didn't want to talk to him. And then Cross approached Ceec'S and Ceec'S was now talking about how close they were before they entered into the house, and that before this particular show started, he was, always calling her, like they were talking a lot.
Throughout this procedure, there isn't some time when I will get my own message, I will get my email, will get, I will worry the whole day. He go call me tell me, say, even when I went to Paris, say, won't come out. I mean, hold on down. Let me go to bed and say, guy, won't come out.
Then she now told him that there was one time that they were having a conversation, that's Ceec'S and Cross, and Pere was there. And later on, he asked her, so you're now close to Crush, right? First say Crush. So you're now close to hey. So you are now close to Crush. Wow, so you're now close to Cross. So you're now close to Cross. And then, she was just trying to joke about the whole thing, that since that day, he has been giving her attitude, right? Now, there was one time that they were doing a task and she had a suggestion, she made a suggestion and he just, shushed her.
You know, saying they by outside that day, and I think they sleep, but if they are awake, he come tell me, say, so you are now close to Cross. I could talk, say, you're not a jealous guy, you should know now, like, I'm not, I could talk about, I think I play, but guy, you know, since that day, nigga shit, he changed.
Then she now made reference to what Pere said when herself and Alex had the fight, right? So she said that, Pere just talked about the fact that Alex spent a lot of time on writing and all of that. That the statement he made fueled the whole situation because it made her look like, oh, she was just causing trouble unnecessarily, or she was just being troublesome. Right? That he shouldn't have said anything at all rather than what he did.
He literally said something that even made me look like a bad, terrible person. Do you remember what he said? This girl has been working all day, putting her effort into the work, making it look like I'm just being a troublesome person, and that's actually not the truth. I've not seen such a mean person before.
After some time, Cross was now trying to explain what the other issues are. That's when he now mentioned Alex, talking about how, Pere is trying to get to know Alex, and then his relationship with Ceec'S, just the fact that that is also in the equation. And then Ceec'S just responded immediately that Pere should leave her out of this whole, leave her out of their whole situation, that he can do whatever he wants to do with anybody in the house, that he should not put her in any kind of triangle, any circle, that she doesn't want to be in any of that.
You guys are actually close. And now I think Hina is trying to get to know Alex as well.
He never look at me for that matter. Like, you see this nonsense he's trying to do, me look at me for anything. You see that nonsense circle way or triangle or this or circle or square way you want draw. I know they.
You were actively involved in creating this triangle. So I don't understand. I don't get it. So moving on, later on in the night, you guys, Alex and Perry, they were having a conversation outside. They said a lot of things, you know, just plenty talk, sha. And then let me talk about the sweet parts of that. Do I call it sweet parts? Let me talk about the parts that got me laughing, right? So Perry was just telling Alex that he's the only one that really understands her having a meeting. And then he now made a statement saying that he feels her pain, he knows when she's in pain, and he feels her pain.
I see myself first.
I know you do. I see you, Alex. I can feel your pain when you're in pain.
Which pain have I been in her face?
Perry, hey God, there's problem. Then Venita, let's talk about the drama that Venita was acting yesterday. Venita was just crying in the restroom, and the reason she was crying is because of the fact that Neo did not save her. Neo does not have her back. That's basically why she was crying, and that's basically why she was acting up. And I'm like, babe, you did not also call his name when Big Brother asked you to nominate somebody that you like to save. So what's your anger? Like, sometimes these people are so dramatic, you guys.
It's like I'm basking in the ashes. I don't want to rise out again as a phoenix woman.
That's not true.
I'm sorry.
This thing just happened and now.
It happened, it's happening, it's going to happen.
Let me just end this video here because it choked. So that's it for this video. Let me know what you think about everything. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I'm going to see you on the next one. Bye. Love you.